Alright, hey guys, so today I'm basically just be running through the concept of what Reaper flanks are for you. Um, it's gonna take time for us to learn this. It's not gonna happen instantly, but when you do understand it, it's gonna be much simpler to defeat these Reaper flanks. Right now they seem like fucking, super hard to deal with, but as you'll soon learn and come to understand, it's actually very simple once you learn how to defeat it and how to play against it. I'm gonna try to help you guys identify things to look for. Things to look for. That's one thing. For the Reaper flanks. For the second thing, it's whose job is it? So whose job? And third is aftermath. Basically, what you do after you force the Reaper out, or what's the plan. And basically, I'm not going to be there, and I can go into so much deep detail with you guys, and maybe even craft up drills for you, and try to isolate this issue and run it for you guys. But I don't have the time right now, so I'm gonna try to. I just wanted to give you guys a little something to keep the brains moving and to keep you guys thinking on how you can deal with this. So for example, I don't know the exact issues that you guys ran into during scrims, but I'm gonna give a simple layout here. So you are on the Rissa, you have an enemy Reaper in your backline, and for our backline, we're gonna have the typical backline, which is gonna be Moira and it's gonna be Lucio, and then we're gonna integrate Sigma in here. This is Anubis if you guys didn't realize. But this is first point Anubis. We're just kind of doing a little layover map, like kind of like a overview. So Sigma's gonna be up here, right? Versus gonna be up here. And your own Reaper is probably gonna be in a setup, right? He's probably gonna be somewhere like over here, waiting for the enemy team to push in, right? Waiting for the enemy, Orisa, waiting for the enemy Sigma, the enemy's whole team basically. They're coming through here. And then where's our Doom? Where's our Doom? I just want to get the full team layout. Okay, here we go. So Doom's here. Bam. It's the layout. Um, Basically, what is the Reaper's goal when he's trying to flank? What is he try? I want everyone to understand is why does Reaper flank? What is the purpose of Reaper flanks? Why is this flank so big in this meta? When you're watching these owl plays, why in the fuck does Reaper always flank? Like, what's his purpose? Um, One of the main reasons why Reaper flanks is distraction. Not only that, but he can get very high value if he's not dealt with. So yes, his main focus is distraction, but his second priority would be like picks, assassination. Can't I I write horribly. Sorry about that. Um, Picks and assassination. So when Reaper flanks, he can go on either of these two things. Basically, when a Reaper is trying to flank, he's trying to find value, right? He's not looking to poke like a tracer and trying to be of an annoyance. As a tracer, you can poke, you can poke, you can poke, and you can get out, you can come back, you can get minis, you can come back, you can fuck around in the back line. You can literally live in the enemy's back line if you were that good. And you wanted to. But as a Reaper, you don't have that kind of time. And you need to find value when you're flanking. If you don't, you got to get the fuck out, right? Once the Reaper is discovered, he's useless. But the main thing that I want to get across is that when you guys are calming, here's how calm should sound like. When you guys are calming, make sure that I don't want I could feel like it's Aegon. It's probably not, but I don't want everyone to be like, turn around. There's a Reaper, 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 Reaper. Turn around, because you're basically doing what he wants you to do. Like he's literally wants you to all look at him, right? Because if you guys all look at this Reaper, he's doing what he wants. He's doing his job. And that is to cause a distraction, is to cause a diversion. So when you guys are all looking at the Reaper behind you, oh shit. Well, here comes Orisa, here comes Sigma, they're pushing in, they're taking space, and here comes the biggest part. You want to know what the biggest part to this horrible, horrible like thing that you guys may or may not be doing? Doom comes in and he gets a free punch off. Because none of you guys are looking at him. And you guys are all looking at the Reaper behind. And boom, now you guys are dead because all six of you are looking at the Reaper. And so then you can start to think, well, shit, what do we do? Here's here's the deal. At the same token, you don't want to look at the Reaper, but as another token, you do. So I'm gonna give you guys two roles. Lucio Sigma, two heroes. These are the most optimal slash effective heroes to deal with Reaper. Why? All right, you probably got the answer in your head. But it's because Sigma just has a shield that can LOS the Reaper. Sigma has high damage instantly, and it can force out the Reaper with 1, 2 volleys. He has a rock that he can dedicate to Reaper, but mostly rocks dedicated to the Doomfist when he punches in or he gets a fuck up. And it also his major thing is his E. Like Sigma's kit is very good for dealing with flankers, with people in the back line, just to force them out, get them out of there. Lucio, why? Mostly because of his boop. His boop is insane. His boop is absolutely fucking nuts against Reapers. Like if you get booped as a Reaper and you're in the backline, you're pretty much gonna be useless for the next 5 to 10 seconds. Rather realistically 5 seconds. If you get booped away, you have to spend 5 seconds moving back in, and at this whole time, if Lucio is shooting at you or he's pressuring you out, you're not gonna be able to get what you want done. And imagine if Sigma's there on top of that, putting that extra damage on top of you, you're going to be forced to Wraith regardless. With this in mind, you guys need to have a calm structure for this. Meaning, I don't want everyone turning around and doing what Reaper wants, which is turning around and everyone screaming Reaper, Reaper, Reaper. Unless, okay, this is the key part. Unless the Reaper does some absolutely retarded. Like he goes in your back line and he's super close and he has to be dealt with. I want you guys to integrate a comm called the Reaper Turn. Okay? And this is a very important comm. Please don't abuse this comm because it's very important. And I want you guys to start integrating this in your comm structure, basically saying just that. Everybody on the team, turn right now and deal with this Reaper. Now, what are the reasons for saying this? Why might you white say this? He is high threat. There's no way that you guys can just put one person on him and he's gone away. He's inting. Another good idea. He's inting. Meaning that he's teleporting behind you guys when his team isn't even pushed yet. He's clearly teleporting in, but his team isn't even taking space. They're not putting pressure. They're not doing anything crazy. You guys can instantly snap onto him. Do it. Call the Reaper turn. If the Reaper's right behind you guys in a fucking dangerous range, call Reaper turn. If Reaper's far away, please don't target call him. If Reaper's like, for example, if Reaper's not here and he's like all the way fuck back here, you can give an info call and be like, Reaper behind, that's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear anything else from anyone else about the Reaper. That's the one thing, that's the only thing you should say. You can maybe notify here and there, Reaper behind, 15 seconds pass by, guys, there's still a Reaper behind, just be careful. And, let the people who need to deal with that, right? There's a certain thing because differences in info calls and action calls. Reaper turn is an action call. You're telling your teammates what to do. You're telling the teammates, hey guys, wake the fuck up, turn around, deal with this Reaper real quick, and then we can go back onto the main fight, right? That's kind of the mindset that you have to foster when you're dealing with Reaper flanks. It's never look at him and kill him. It's look at him and force him out. Okay? Because a Reaper is never going to die in your backline if he's good. He's just gonna Wraith and he's gonna kite back to his team every single time. So you're not gonna look to, oh shit, let's all int on top of him and look to kill him because he's just gonna Wraith. And you guys just gave him free space by kiting back and trying to push a Reaper that has Wraith. If he doesn't have Wraith, that's something different, right? That's something that needs to be calmed. Reaper no Wraith and our backline, Reaper turn, right? Like these are comms that need to be said. They're very important. If Reaper has Wraith, you can still say Reaper turn if he's in like, a dangerous range. If he's far away, if he's not, a big, huge threat, just call that as an info call. Say it once, maybe twice. Do not repeat it like a target call. Do not say Reaper, 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 Reaper if he's not being dangerous to you guys. Right? Like if he's on top of your fucking Orisa on gold, okay. I can understand Reaper turn, kill Reaper, or force Reaper out. But like, or Aegon could be like, Reaper on me, like really loudly so that the team just wakes up and they snap to him. But when Reaper's out of there, that's it. He's useless, right? He's back in the shield war. He's shooting shield. He's trying to look for a flank. He's trying to look for an off angle. But you guys need to understand that you guys can't all distribute your attention to a Reaper unless you hear the calm Reaper turn. But that's it. I didn't want this to be too long. I want it to be very simple. I can talk to you guys more in detail when I get there, when I see you guys. But I just wanted to integrate those two calls. There's the Reaper behind info call, and there's the Reaper turn action call, right? And there's tons of action calls and info calls in the game. Um, this is just one dynamic with Reaper. Once you guys understand this and whose job it is to deal with it, then you're good, right? Like Doomfist can also deal with it. Like don't get this twisted. Like Doomfist can 100% whip around and he can punch the Reaper if he doesn't have Wraith, or he can punch to force Wraith. I mean, if the Reaper isn't on the flank and he's playing with team and say the Doomfist is, then the Reaper can deal with the counter. He could just counter Reaper. Just since he has the most damage, if you're in a position to do so and you see the Reaper TP behind, sure, turn around and two shot him and force his Wraith. You know? Don't make it too hard because sometimes like right now you guys are probably at a dilemma where it's like you guys are focusing him too hard or you guys aren't focusing him at all. And the biggest part is that you distribute the roles to deal with the Reaper so people know who's dealing with it, right? You say Reaper behind, that's going to give Lucio, that's going to give Sigma a prompt. That's a little alert in their head. Oh shit, there's a Reaper behind. Oh shit, there's a Reaper behind. I got to keep that out. I got to keep in mind. I'm going to look behind us, here and there, just make sure that he's not doing anything crazy. But I'm not going to focus on him. I'm just going to keep him, his entity, his existence in my mind. But I'm not going to focus on him. If I hear Reaper turn, if I call Reaper turn, everyone's turning around and focusing on him because he's an imminent threat and he's about to do some serious damage. That is the only sole time you should be target focusing Reaper as a team. That is the only time. Every other time, it's one person dealing with it. Literally, Reaper can take up and be like, "Hey guys, don't worry about the Reaper. I'll deal with him." And he'll sit in the back line. If Reaper TP's in, boom, two shot, Reaper Wraiths out. He has to go back to his team. Maybe Doom's here. Hey guys, don't worry about it. When Reaper comes in, I'm gonna punch him. Or maybe the Reaper is doing something very predictable. For example, the Reaper's consistently going on this off angle. Every single time his team pushes main, right? His team's coming through main. Every single time the Reaper TP's this way and he's going through this way. I don't know why they would do this, but I'm just giving you an example. He's just always constantly going somewhere on this off angle, consistently. Whoever the Reaper is, Harmonix, Emerald, can then take charge and be like, guys, I'll take care of the Reaper this next fight, or whatever. Or you don't even need to say that. You could just be like, I'm on Reaper when you see him. You'd be like, I'm on Reaper. And you just pressure him out. And then you go back to doing what your job is as that role. You go back to doing what Sigma's supposed to do, what Reaper's supposed to do, what Doomfist is supposed to do, you know, stuff like that. That's it. You always want to resume back to normal. That's what it always is. It's never, oh shit, let's change our playstyle. Oh, we gotta stop what we're doing. We gotta stop all aggression because there's a Reaper on the flank. Red alert. It's hold, get this fucking pest out of here. Let's resume back to our regular broadcasting, which is dominating. And that's it. That's all it is. When I get there, I'll talk about it even more in detail because Reaper Doom is a really interesting comp, and there's so much stuff to talk about within it. And this is just one very small aspect that you guys need to figure out how to deal with. And once you do, we'll be able to progress. So, yeah.